So, in the midst of this government shutdown starting today, I have some hypocrisy I would like to point out again. Gavin Newsom went on Stephen Colbert's show and mentioned that Trump is using the military in an authoritarian manner, which is very true, even as the courts have said that what Trump is doing in these cities is illegal. So, Stephen Miller, of course, gets on Twitter to say that Gavin Newsom saying that incites violence and terrorism. Because remember, recently Trump said that anybody who speaks out against him, he declares them Antifa and says that they are terrorists. This is once again just so they can label anybody they don't like as inciting terrorism. Meanwhile, apparently it's totally fine for Trump himself to threaten everybody on the left in his press conferences and Stephen Miller to call the Democrats a domestic terrorist organization. Yeah, that doesn't incite violence or terrorism. That's why this human Q-tip with a punchable face, the human embodiment of a hemorrhoid who wished to be a real boy, is the biggest fucking hypocrite on the planet. And as the government officially goes into a shutdown this morning, Trump's not really losing much sleep over it. Because the BLS said that if the government shuts down, they're not going to be releasing job reports, and inflation's not going to be tracked. Which means Trump is all for that because he knows the economy's failing and he doesn't want people to know. But he also really doesn't want people to know that according to a new poll, the majority of voters now want him impeached. The poll showed that 49% of likely 2026 voters in swing districts supported impeaching Trump, compared to 44% who opposed it. For the first time in history, the majority of voters want the president impeached less than a year into office. And as if you needed a bigger reason to come out and vote in the midterms, if the Democrats win 20 to 40 seats while only needing to take 3 to flip the majority, Trump's presidency is effectively over. He can't do a goddamn thing. But of course, Trump is just trying to deflect away from all of that, even as he threatens to fire tons of government employees by saying, oh, well, that's only because of the Democrats. Bitch, you have all three branches of government. You're the same chode who years ago said that if the government shuts down, it's entirely the fault of the president. But once again, I'll just leave it up to Gavin Newsom to put it perfectly. Republicans have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. If the government shuts down, it's totally on them. Because it means that with a majority, even if they can't get these votes passed in Congress to fund the government, it means their own people are voting against it. But Trump probably thinks that the more dumb, horrible shit he does publicly, the more people are likely to forget other things.